Rubicon crossing moment for the United States of America. A sitting senator, California Democratic Senator Alex Padilla, was treated in a manner you don't see every day in the United States of America or in any democracy for that matter. Today he was forcibly removed from a press conference that was being held by Homeland Security Secretary Noem. The sitting senator was then handcuffed and his body was placed on the ground. The video released by Senator Padilla's office shows what I just described.
Sir, hands up. I'm Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the secretary because the fact of the matter is I have a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your hands off.
That's not right. So you can't say anything to this goofball without being thrown out and slammed.
Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
What's it for?
Cool. One hand. Lay flat.
For
Lay flat.
speaking?
Other hand, sir. Other hand.
It's a senator. What you mean no recording allowed? Oh yeah, it is gonna be allowed.
There's a disinformation campaign underway on
Really not.
Fox News where Noem did an interview in the 3 o'clock hour and said he didn't identify himself. I'm gonna ask the control room to
He
rewind
was
that
steady
and play it
saying who he
again.
was.
While they're doing that, let me just state this. He said, oh, here it is. Then watch for yourself.
Sir, hands up. I'm Senator Alex Padilla. I have questions for the secretary because the fact of the matter is I have a dozen violent criminals that you're rotating on your hands off.
They just don't want people to say anything and tell the truth about what's happening. It's ridiculous. This is
To
ridiculous.
the ground. Hands behind your back. Hands behind your back.
Get in my hands. Go ahead. Find behind my back. All right.
That's
Cool.
crazy.
One hand. Lay flat. Lay flat.
Other hand, sir. Other hand.
Sue all their asses.
I did that. There's no recording allowed out here.
There's no recording allowed in here. I wonder why. Again, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security, Noem, went on Fox News at 3
Since the
p.m. and told
beginning.
this lie, quote, he didn't ID himself. Padilla did, so there's that. But he also tried to say before he was manhandled that he was there with questions for the secretary at her press
Right,
conference.
that's the
Here's how he
problem.
described it after.
They don't want
a
to
few
be
moments
fact
ago.
checked.
Since the beginning of the year, but especially over the course of recent weeks, several of my colleagues, have been asking the Department of Homeland Security for more information and more answers on their increasingly extreme immigration enforcement actions. And we've gotten little to no information in response to our inquiries.
That's what that was all about.
And so I came to the press conference to hear what she had to say, to see if I could learn any new additional information. And at one point, I had a question. And let me emphasize, just as we've emphasized the right for people to peacefully protest and to stand up for their First Amendment rights, for our fundamental rights. I was there peacefully. At one point, I had a question. And so I began to ask a question. I was almost immediately forcibly removed from the room. I was forced to the ground,
Yeah.
and I was handcuffed. I will say this. If this is how this administration responds to a senator with a question, if this is how the Department of Homeland Security responds to a senator with a question, you can only imagine what they're doing
Yep.
to farm workers, to cooks, to day laborers out in the Los Angeles community and throughout California and throughout the country.
Yeah. Everywhere.
We will hold this administration accountable.
That's right. They need to be.